Hey guys, welcome back to the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 2 on the brand spanking new amplified world, and as you can see, we are in the spawn town at the minute, and there is plenty of building and infrastructure going on around me. Just take a look at this place. We have got a 1 block wide bridge going right the way across here, and probably wasn't the best place to start. That is one of the least impressive things that you can see on the screen right now, but as you can see, I mean, we have got some crazy builds going on in the distance. I really feel like I need to pull my socks up and get to work on the base, but sadly, I am not going to be starting work on our base just yet, because what I want to do is I want to focus on all of the community builds. Now, if any of you remember right back to when I started on the first Hermitcraft server, or on the second Hermitcraft server, I suppose, basically what I did is I got on the server and then I went away, straight away, built my own base and didn't really do any community stuff. So what I'm doing for the start of this series is I am going to do all of the community stuff. I'm going to work inside the town and I'm going to build builds for the community. And you saw that happening in the first episode of Hermitcraft, because as you can see, we built the Hermitcraft official community mineshaft. Now, as you can see, I have changed up my building style a little bit. We have got some very nice bright colours. We've got the sandstone. We have all of the bright green from the sugarcane. There are a few stone slabs in here, which is something that I've always liked using, but I really do think they fit in quite nicely with this build, and I'm happy with how it turned out. You know, I'm really happy with how this turned out, and I've had a few comments from the other hermits saying that they quite like it as well, so that is always a positive sign, and we are going to be using that a tiny bit in today's video. But before we begin, I just want to say, if you have noticed that my voice sounds a little bit different, it is because I've woken up with the strangest throat this morning. I don't know what it is. It's not sore. It's just a little bit odd feeling, and my voice sounds a little bit deeper and a little bit more husky. So if you have noticed that, I apologise. You're just going to have to ignore it, and we're going to crack on with today's episode. So to get things started in today's episode, we're going to be doing another one of those mining challenge thing. Now, if you have never seen one of my Hermitcraft episodes before, what this is I go out mining for 1 hour and 1 hour alone, and I try and gather as many resources as I possibly can. And I want you to head down to the comment section and let me know how many resources I'm going to get. I'm going to be doing one of these mining challenges every episode up until episode 10, so that we can get ourselves enough resources to do all of the projects I want to do. Now, I am going to stop waiting around. We're going to get straight down to business. I'm probably going to montage or time-lapse this, so let's begin. The final thing that I'm going to be doing in today's mining session is I'm going to be using this Fortune 3 pickaxe on these diamonds here. Now, there are 6 ores right here, so that should mean that we should get a decent amount of diamonds. Let's take a look. Start mining away. We got 1 from that one. We got a few from that one. We got a few from that one there. And 1 from that last one there. So let's take a look. We have got 17 diamonds. Wow, that really has done the job. So that is the mining session done. Let's take a look at all of the resources that I've managed to gather. That was actually a really very good mining session. We don't have any of the efficiency tools or anything like that, which means that it takes much longer for us to do everything that we need to do. But we have got ourselves tons of resources all of a sudden. As you can see, it's episode 2, and we have got ourselves 50 diamonds. 50 diamonds! That's crazy. That's more than I had on Hermitcraft 2, which is really quite impressive, because once again, we're on episode 2. On Hermitcraft Series 2, I was on episode 100, so we're doing pretty well. And then we have got 37 coal blocks, we have got 60 redstone blocks, we have only got 38 lapis, which is a bit of a shame because lapis is now a necessary thing. It used to be that lapis wasn't really worried by that, But if we want to do tons and tons of enchanting, then we're going to need tons upon tons of lapis. And also we have 46 iron along with a bunch of ore that I have smelting right away. So as you can see, we've got 64 in there. And we have got 34 in here, as well as a few iron ingots that have already been done. So yeah, it's going well in terms of resources. We really are getting ourselves together. And eventually, after a few episodes, we should be right on track to having loads and loads of stuff ready to do loads and loads of big projects, which is exactly what I'm here for. My next plan for the video is to make what I'm going to be calling the Community Junk Exchange. Now, this runs on the principle that one man's junk is another man's goal. As you can see, I'm just starting out on the Hermitcraft server. All of my stuff is in these two boxes here, and although I have got tons of good stuff, I've also got some things that I don't really want. For example, I don't really want granite, and dirt isn't a big deal for me. Flint, I don't really need particularly that much. Lily pads and all that sort of thing is stuff that I want to get out of my chest. But there could be someone on the server that really needs all of that stuff and wants all of it. So what I thought I'd do is set up a little area in which all of the hermits can come along, dump all of the stuff that they don't want, and perhaps find some stuff that they actually do want. I think it will be quite a nice thing to have on the server, and it will really help all of us out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop into a testing world and start working out how I want this place to look, because I think this seems like a pretty good spot to build it. An offshore junk trading unit. That sounds like pretty good work to me. So I have been busying myself in my testing world trying to come up with ways to make this look good, and I have come up with this little box of blocks. As you can see, it's a square little build, and it uses a bunch of cool blocks. We've got loads of spruce wood, we have got all of this stuff, which I never remember the name of, but I believe it is called andesite. We have some cobblestone going around, and essentially, I think it looks quite cool. I mean, it is very grey, okay? We are gradually going back towards the pull of building grey builds, but I do like the way that it looks, and I think it has quite a nice little theme going on. Who knows? I'm not much of a builder myself, but I would say it looks okay. If we take a look at the inside, we have got everything in place. This is pretty much how it is going to be on the Hermitcraft server. So we have all of the rules on how this whole thing works. We have the chests in which all of the hermits can dump their items into, and then people can come along, pick up those items, and all of these furnaces, they're pretty much here for decoration at the minute. But this is just in case anyone wanted to come along, use some of the furnaces in the middle here, because of course there are loads of them, so you could get a lot of smelting done in a relatively short amount of time. All in all, I think it looks good. I'm happy with this build, you know. This has been a fairly pleasant building experience. Usually when I try and build things, it just takes me ages. For example, the tunnel over there, that was a very, very stressful thing to try and construct. This one has been a lot more peaceful, and I think it has turned out okay. So what I'm going to do is pop back onto the Hermitcraft server, and we're going to start laying down the foundations. So this is how big our build is going to be. It is going to be right out here in the middle of the lake for all of the hermits to see and use, which is good, although it does put the pressure on me a little bit because I need to make sure that it looks nice. I feel like that build looks nice. I'm probably going to find out a couple episodes later that actually everyone thinks that it's horrible. I mean, I've been there before. Oh my word! Where did he just come from? That was some supernatural stuff. Did anyone see where Schism was originally? Because I swear he wasn't around here. Ah, okay, I hope I didn't bury him while I was doing the foundations for this thing. But anyway, this is how big the build is going to be, and this is where it's all going to be going. This is going to be our rubbish exchange unit. So now what I have to do is I am going to need to gather up a ton of spruce wood. And I have received news from all of the hermits. If you quickly read this conversation right here, there don't seem to be many spruce wood trees. So we might have to go on a bit of an adventure and try and find some. Who knows how that's going to go, because I haven't died yet on the server, but I don't plan on making it my first today. And here is a solution to the problem. We have got big spruce wood trees. I forget about these things. I always forget that you can get large variants of these just by placing the 4 saplings in a square and then doing the bone mealing. Thankfully, some of the other hermits have some spruce wood saplings, and then we also have some bone meal, which means that we can actually make all of these, which is pretty good. You know, it's really good because that means that I can actually complete this project and also get myself tons and tons of spruce wood. So let's make another one over here. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the bone meal, and boom. Oh, that's a big one. I like it. I like it a lot. This is going to be a fairly uninteresting progress update, but I just want to say that I've got all of my logs in place. They are now going in and around our foundation, and the build is beginning to take shape. Also, just want to say that using those giant spruce wood trees was a really good idea. I only did about 3 of them, maybe 4 of them, can't quite remember, but I managed to get myself 5 stacks of spruce wood logs, which was pretty impressive and has definitely provided me with enough to get on with this build. But anyway, as you can see, if we head down underneath the waves, we have actually put all of the wood going right the way down to the bottom of the ocean. I don't know if you can see this because it is quite dark and it never comes through particularly well in video, but yeah, it goes right the way down to the bottom, and that is because it really annoys me with water-based builds in Minecraft when people don't put things down to the bottom so that the build is actually floating, because look at this thing. There is no way that in real life this build would float. I mean, I'm not an aquatic raft engineer or anything like that. I have no idea what I'm talking about in terms of the floating department, but just taking a look at this, right? I cannot imagine this just floating among the waves. This needs some kind of support underneath, and that is why I've started placing in all these blocks. And for all of the cobblestone stuff that we do, that is also going to be going right the way down to the bottom. So this is going to be a very solid structure. It is going to move when the tectonic plates move, and no other reason is going to cause it to. So now what I'm going to do is start placing in all of the other blocks, and we will see what it looks like. Now this zombie, I hate to say it, he is the worst zombie ever. I think he's launching an attack, but he's taken months about it. Learn to swim, bud. Just another really quick progress update to say that I have got all of the stairs in place now, and the build is beginning to look more and more like a build, but it is also starting to look like a bit of a cobblestone mess, and that is because we have all of this cobblestone in the middle. Now, I myself really like cobblestone. I'm not going to be keeping quite so much of it because this is taking the mick a little bit, but cobblestone as a texture I really quite like, and I don't understand the people that really hate it, especially not in the Faithful texture pack, because I would say it looks really good in this texture pack. In default, it doesn't look too bad. I can sort of understand people's problems with it, but definitely, it's one of those blocks that I just really enjoy using. If not a little bit more than stone bricks, who knows? I have never read the book, 50 Shades of Grey. I heard it's a bit of a boring book about painting and different shades of grey and things, so I thought I'd give that one a miss, but I can imagine that if I could show you 50 Shades of Grey in one video clip, this would probably be it. You know, I think I'm pretty much dead on. Let me know down in the comment section if I'm not quite correct, because I might have got my facts a little bit mixed up there. But I would say we are looking at 50 Shades of Grey right here. Man, oh man, it is very great. I can't help but say it multiple times because it is just, it's so great. It is the only colour that we have going on. Of course, we are going to eventually get some chests in here, but at the minute, it feels like I am definitely going back to my old ways of building everything in grey. So let's see how we can even this out. Maybe I might have to start adding in some bright colours, a disco ball or something like that to liven things up. But for the minute, the actual build itself is completely complete. So let's take a look at it from the outside, and I would say it is looking pretty cool. Now, we haven't done all of the foundations that go right the way to the bottom. You can see that those stop there. But as far as builds go, especially ones by me, I'm pretty happy with it. We need to put in the spruce wood across the top, but it's looking good. I've got a smile on my face. I'm happy with this. First build on the Hermitcraft server. Done and dusted. I managed to fall at the very last hurdle. We ran out of wood on the last double chest, so I've just made myself another one of these giant spruce wood trees so we can stock up with wood for future projects. But if we take a look from all the way up here, as you can see, there is the Hermitcraft Community Junk Exchange standing in all of its glory in the middle of the lake. And it's looking good. I know I've said that so many times in today's episode. I really do need to bring myself a thesaurus every time to all of my recording sessions so that I can vary up my vocabulary just a little bit. But I'm happy with it. I think it's maybe because I'm building in grey. I'm only happy in Minecraft building when I'm building in grey. But it's just a nice little build, and I thought I would start things off with a little community project. We got a few more bits and pieces to do, and I'll crack on with those, and then I'll give you the full showcase. So there we go, done, and done. And it has been done in a much shorter time than I was potentially expecting, which means that we have got some time for some extra projects that I think we should work on. But anyway, I thought I'll give you a quick showcase. I know you've already seen this before as it was in my testing world, but I have to do it. I've finished the build on the actual server, and that means that I have to show you around. So first off, we have got these two signs here, Hermitcraft Community Junk Exchange. Then if we head on the inside, you can see we have all of the chests that you've already seen and all of the furnaces. We have all of the rules up on the wall. Hermitcraft Community Junk Exchange, built by Mumbo as part of the Hermitcraft recycling scheme. Put any items that you don't want into any of these chests. Pick up any items you do want from any of these chests. You do not have to pay for any items here, it is all free. Items you place in these chests become community resources. One man's rubbish is another man's gold. That is pretty much the principle that this whole thing runs on, because as I mentioned earlier, Slip was talking about how he's going to put all of his zombie flesh inside here, and then one thing that I did just remember is that villagers now accept zombie flesh as a trading thing. So that means that he could chuck it all in, and I could be like, whoa, well, I want to do some trading, so I'll pick up the zombie flesh, and it works. It will work. I hope it works, and I hope the hermits use this, because I would quite like to see all of the items that go in there, as I might be able to pick up myself some really useful resources. There was one more quick thing that I had to do, and that is to put in all of the supports. I know I mentioned that many times right at the start of this build, but then I completely forgot about doing it. So what I've done is I've placed in cobblestone between all of our wood here, and it's not particularly pretty, okay? It doesn't look brilliant, especially not when you're underwater, but it does the job, and it stops it from looking like it is floating on the surface of the water, which is definitely a good addition for me. So if we just walk over here to the other side of the island, we should be able to see that it looks like a solid structure. It looks like a thing that could actually exist in the real world. So we walk over here, and yeah, it's good. I like it. It's good. Beaming smiles. The first build on Hermitcraft has actually gone half decently, which is always a good feeling. But now what we're going to do is I want to create a slightly more sophisticated furnace setup, because I need a faster way to get all of my items smelted. Oh, my throat. Can you tell? I really am struggling here, guys. I hope you're enjoying the video, because this is starting to hurt. The sophisticated furnace system has now been put in place, and as you can see, it is looking good. I did try my best to record the video of me building it and everything like that, but sadly, as you can probably hear, my voice is just going. I cannot speak anymore. It really is a struggle, and it is starting to hurt. I'm gonna have to go maybe rest up, have a sleep, or perhaps have some medicine or something. I don't really know, because I have no idea what's brought it on. I have no idea if I'm getting ill, or if I'm just absolutely knackered, or I've got some weird allergy that I didn't know I had. All I can say is that I feel fairly rough, especially considering yesterday I was feeling absolutely fine. So it's come out of the blue, and I do apologise, but I think I am going to have to cut this episode short, because otherwise, by the end of this episode, I'm going to be completely silent. I'll just be communicating in a series of grunts like, and I can't imagine that's going to make for a very interesting video, or for some of you that might be absolutely hilarious, but for me, I don't think I'll be uploading that one. So here's the deal. Unfortunately, I am going to have to end this episode right here, but I feel like we've got a decent amount of stuff done. We've done all of that, and we have built a little sophisticated furnace system, as well as gather ourselves 50 diamonds, or 47 now, because I made myself a diamond pickaxe. So I'd say we're doing pretty well, especially for episode 2, and when the Hermitcraft series returns, we will be building some more crazy projects and doing other bits and pieces around the server. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I've got time for today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.